Hey everyone, this is me, Sascha, and I am holding my phone right now, making this video on Wednesday, by the way, not Thursday, because, I don't know, it doesn't look very nice, but, probably, but, whatever. So this week's topic is the best things about being queer, worst things about being queer, your inspiration, and your celebrity crush when you were young, or still have, do, whatever. So the best things about being queer. I think a very good and positive thing about being queer is that you are probably open-minded to all kinds of different kinds of people. I think being queer makes people. I think queer people are very intelligent. I'm not saying that non-queer people aren't. I think they can be very sensitive, and they can be very open-minded and understanding of all different kinds of people. I think being queer makes you tolerant. I think that's good. I think that's one of the most positive, the best things about being queer is the fact that you are more open-minded, intelligent, tolerant, more accepting also when people come to you and want to talk about things. I think that's a good thing about being queer. I think being queer or transgender, genderqueer, means that you're very mature, mostly because you've had to think about your identity at a very young age. And I think most people do, or just in general think about their identity a lot. And I think that takes a lot of courage. And just because we think about it so much, we know ourselves pretty well, I think, most of the time. And I think we think a lot, and I think that that's also a good thing about being queer or genderqueer. The worst things about being genderqueer is, well, I think that just say this is gender heteronormative society doesn't really understand it. I think some people might think that being queer means that you want to get attention or something, or you just want to be something special, just be different, like that. I think people have a lot of prejudice. I think it's prejudice about people being queer or genderqueer. I think it's hard to understand for heteronormative cisgender people, and I think that's one of the the worst things about being genderqueer is that you have to explain yourself a lot of the time to others, and people will still probably not understand. There's not a whole lot of information about it. It's sometimes a little bit fake, and I think that is one of the worst things about being queer. I don't really have an inspiration when it comes to being queer or something, I do have one inspirational person, or one person that I quite look up to. He's not alive anymore. His name is, and it has nothing to do with being queer, but it's still an inspiration. His name was Deze. He was from Holland. He was a participant in a Dutch TV show called Over My Dead Body, and it literally meant that it was a show about 5 young people in the age of 14 to 35 who suffer from terminal cancers and know that they might die sometime soon. And Yip was one of the participants, and he had what kind of cancer did he have? I don't remember what kind of cancer he had, but it was like over his entire body, and he went through a lot of pain, and he had it like removed, and then the tumors removed, and then it get back again like 3 times or something. So in his last 4 or 5 years, he suffered from cancer like over and over again until it was too late. And he had his lungs removed. He had one of his arms cut off. He had a fake arm. But he was a very positive and optimistic person, and I am nothing like that in my character. I'm a little bit dark and sinister, and a little bit sarcastic, and sometimes a little bit. So I can be a lot negative sometimes, a lot of the times. I try not to. But he was very optimistic and positive, and even though all the hell he went through, he still remained positive and happy. He was happy even though he had cancer, and he knew that he was about to die. And he saw his cancer as a gift. He wanted to make the best of it. And I believe he died as a genuinely happy person, because he chose to be happy, and he chose to be optimistic and positive, even though what he went through. And I think that's very inspirational, and I think I can learn a lot from that, from Yip. There's also a video with English subtitles on YouTube. I don't really know the link, but if you I don't know. Maybe I'll put a little bit of a description down below. Celebrity crush. A little bit more happy things to talk about. Well, I used to have a huge crush on Shania Twain. Y'all know Shania Twain, the country singer from Canada, with all the husband trouble and stuff, and man, I feel like a woman that don't impress me much. I used to have a huge crush on her when I was about 7-8 years old. She was already in the end of her 20s, but I had like this huge crush on her. She was so hot. She still is hot, by the way. And I kind of like her songs too. It's country, and I'm not really a big fan of country, but I like it. So Shania Twain was my celebrity crush when I was a young kid. So that's it. I will try and upload this video tomorrow. I hope it didn't take too long. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. And I will see you next week. Bye.